All right. What's going on, everyone? I'm just trying to get everybody live on Facebook and on YouTube. What's going on, Tiny? We got the VR running. Oh my gosh. After what? 10 months? It's almost been a full year, guys. Almost an entire full year of working on. I know, I miss you too, Papa. Again, we almost an entire full year working on this Jetta, getting the engine bay shaved, getting the pretty much the motor built, um, getting everything wired up the way we got it, and I got it running until it spins a bearing. See, there's a big difference. I actually built it. I didn't. You touched it. That's why you spun a rod, buddy. uh, so I'm super stoked and happy that this engine literally fired up without a single hesitation. What's going on, Christian? Fired up, no hesitation. Oh, this hat. Look at this hat. It's all jacked. Who cares? Fired, like I said, fired up with no hesitation. Oil came out beautiful. The very first oil change will always have glitter in it. Okay, that's one of the things that you're gonna expect when you do pretty much a full build. What's going on, Edgar? So it gets a little glitter though. When you're in concern, whenever you build an engine, or whenever you turn on the engine for the very first time, how do I get my car to be next? Simple. Become a Patreon. Go to PincheAls, go to patreon.com, look up PincheAls Garage, become a member, and drop off your car, and then we will build it for you. Plain and simple. Now, it's normal again to have the engine with a little bit of glitter. It's 100% normal. You're gonna get that really fine glitter. That's what you want. You don't want chunks coming out of it. That's when you know you did something wrong. We always had to do it the very first 10 minutes of it running, because what we have to look for is any type. No, I won't rebuild that E40D transmission. No, sorry. What we want to look for is little tiny little chunks of bearing material. That's when you have to be concerned. Now, if you get really fine little glitter that literally shines, it's normal. 100% normal for the very first startup. Now that we drained the oil, now I'm going to get the axles put on. I'm going to get the wheels on. I'm going to get the pretty much everything all ready to go. We're going to be able to... I got to swap out the ECU too. I got the car tuned as well. So, what's going on, Shane? So we got the car tuned. We got everything else running great. We started getting a little bit of valve tick at the end. Again, we're using really thick oil. It's not supposed to have this kind of oil in the engine. And the reason why we went thick oil, because we had to use zinc additive. And what we want is to have the zinc hitting all the dry metal spots that are there. Zinc is very beneficial whenever breaking in an engine. It allows for pretty much flat spots to not hit metal on metal. You hit metal and zinc instead of like metal on metal, and it's safe. You're welcome, Pacheco, and you're well. Thank you for winning it. I still got to ship all the other ones. A lot of the other guys didn't pay for their prizes, for their shipping, so they're just sitting here. So I'm stoked about that. That we got that far with it. That's right, Shane. A lot of work, but I'm not even done yet. I still have to run the battery to the trunk. I gotta hide all the wiring, but I got everything going. That's all I wanted. So next week, my goal on my next days off next week Shane, you're not supposed to pay, buddy. I still have yours here. No, it's just for the other guys because I know I owe you something, so don't worry about that. Um, so what I have left to do is just get the car um, cleaned up. Right now, I just crammed all the wiring into one spot and just got everything going. Um, and the reason why I did this is because I want Luis's motor done. Edgar Perez, that is correct. The engine is stock. We built the engine to full stock specifications. Only we did upgrade were the head studs and the rod bolts. We didn't use factory studs and we didn't use factory rod bolts. Those are the weak points on the VR6. So we upgraded all the hardware on the rod bolts to ARP, and same with the head. We did upgrades on that. That's a really, really good way to hold compression better. And the rods, since these engines, when they rev really high, they don't like the force. And the rods, for some reason, are weaker on these engines. So a lot of people recommend just upgrading the rod bolts, and that's pretty much it. You're set for pretty much another lifetime on this engine. As long as Luis does his job in maintaining it after it's done being broken in, it's all ready for him to go. I know the VR... Dude, the last rev I did on it, it shook the ground. It legitimately shook the ground when I revved it last. Like a little rev. I didn't really go... I went up to like, I think 1,000 RPMs. A little bit over 1,000. I think it was like 1,200. It was a really slow rev, but it... Oh, man. It sounded delicious. So good. So, when we pretty much got it running, I drained all the oil. I got to go get a new oil filter for it. I actually got to go buy a box of oil filters because from this oil change all the way up to 2,000 miles, it's going to have anywhere from 6 to 8 oil changes until it's ready to go. No, you can't beat that VR6 sound, man. You just can't beat it. Yeah, it shook the ground. It was Ray's all like, oh. I think he had to walk away hunched over because he had a chub. So, now that this engine's done, we're going to do all the aesthetics now on the car. We're going to get it wrapped. We're going to cut the fenders up. We're going to go add fender flares. We're going to get all the fender flares bolted on. We got some really wide wheels for the car. We already got our coilovers. We got all the suspension work done. The next step is doing brakes. We got to start building a brake system. We got to start upgrading all the brakes on the car. The next step after that is driving it. Once all the brake stuff and other portions that we need, we have to drive the car. We have to drive the car, brake it in properly. Once the break-in process is done, hit me up, Edgar. Tomorrow I am going to be busy with my family. So if you really want to talk about that, you're going to want to talk to me later. Talk to me later, like today. What exhaust? I'm thinking about just... I have a really good idea what I want to do with this since I love the really loud growl. I'm going to do a cutout. I want to do full downpipe and then do a 3-inch cutout for this, the growl, and then go straight out and then do a standard exhaust, like a 2.5 inch all the way out to a Borla muffler for daily driving. And then a cutout when I go up to meet, when the car goes up to meet and just hear just the crazy growl. So that's what I'm going to end up doing with this car. Especially for those who win the car. Just so you guys know, everybody who is a Patreon member can win this car. So if you're not a Patreon member, you're losing out on chances of winning this car. Remember, right now we are at 37 Patreon members. So you guys have a 1 in 37 chance to win this car once it's completely done. And we are already at the halfway point. So if you guys are not Patreon members, go to patreon.com, look up PincheAls Garage, and get in. It only takes $5 all the way up to $20 a month. And that's it. It's simple. It's plain and simple. and we just did our first, not first, but we just got our cash in. We brought in about $420 for this month, so that's gonna pay for the next set of, pretty much the next set of mods for the car, which is, I'm thinking right now, since I already have the wrap, I'm gonna order the flares for this car. I'm probably gonna go do, brake system. I don't know. I gotta wait till Rob comes up on here and see what he says. But I don't know. We're gonna do. The thing is about Patreon and how PincheAls Garage is working with Patreon is when we come up with an idea with the car, we have to do a voting poll. Hey Pasky, what's going on, girl? So we create a voting poll, and then you guys make the decision on what we do to the car. Okay? You guys make the choices. What's going on, Ian? Right, Luis? So this is one thing you guys got to understand. You guys make the decisions. Everything that we have done on this car has been 100% controlled by our Patreon members. And what's really cool, if you guys make a suggestion, that suggestion goes on the poll, and then you guys vote on the suggestion, plain and simple. The one thing that gets voted the most gets done. You guys voted for pretty much a battery relocation kit. We're gonna do it. We already have all the equipment to do it now. You guys voted on what was the other item? Oh geez, right before the battery relocation. Oh, the short shifter and rebuilding all the shifters. That was your guys' decision. Was not mine. I give you guys a list, and then I underneath the comments is like, what else do you guys want? You guys make that decision, you know? And yeah, you guys asked for a shifter rebuild. We did a full shifter rebuild. Why not? That's how content is created, and it's controlled by all our members. And that's how I want PincheAls Garage new season to turn into, but it looks like it's not going to happen. It looks like Patreons are going to keep the content going privately versus public, because unfortunately because of Patreon, I have this car available. You guys made this car 100% possible. And so when this car is officially done and given away to the lucky winner, you guys are going to choose the next car. And then you guys are going to choose what we do to it, because it's your guys' money, not mine. You guys make the decision, and then we all have fun with it, and then we give it away to another lucky winner. That was the whole point of PincheAls Garage, trying to raise money for the next season. We officially raised enough money to buy one car. So we have the money to buy a car for the next season in PincheAls Garage, but we don't have any money to build the car. So what we're going to do is wait on that money, and pretty much you guys decide on the car, and then we'll go and proceed further as that goes down the road. Exactly, right, Luis? It's one of those things, is like this, because of this, Luis made this build so much possible faster than later, because he's the one who pretty much gave me the money to buy an engine, and he paid for all the parts to get that engine fully rebuilt, because it's going to be his engine. Now, that VR6 was designed for him, and it's only him. The next engine that we're going to be building is we're building another VR6, guys. So be excited for that too, because we're going to build a high compression VR6 next. And that engine is what's going inside this Patreon car. We're not using this engine, guys, just so you guys know that. That engine is for Luis, and it's the next engine we're going to be working on is another 12-valve VR6, but we're going to put crazy cams, rods, and pistons. We're going to go really high compression. We're going to go to 13-to-1. We're going to bore it out. Pretty much we're going to bore out the engine. We're going to try to get this engine to rev out to almost 10,000 RPMs. I want this engine to rev as high as possible. I want it to legitimately rev to as crazy as we can do it. You know? And I want to put a full high performance valve train, so we don't have to worry about valve float. I want this engine just to. I would literally want to just give it gas and instantly go from 0 to freaking 7, 8,000, 9,000 RPMs without a problem, and then take it to the track, show you guys that we built it, and then give it away. Plain and simple. What is it? Eddie Chacas. Build. Eddie Chacas. Actually, I do want to build a VW motor. I do want to do an air-cooled engine. I'm really in the market of learning how to do air-cooled engines because it's one of those engines that is just so nostalgic in building, but no one has a legit, thorough build process on YouTube. You know, let's see. Pull my name out of that hat for this. For this one, I'll stay for the new car as I signed on Patreon too late. It's not fair for other members to sign on start the build. The Pasky, it's you can't pull your name out. Once you're a member, you are instantly entered. You only get one entry, Pasky. You don't get multiple entries. You only get one, and that's it. Whether you've been a member for 1 month, 6 months, 10 months, you know, it doesn't matter because you guys are going in understanding that what you're going to be getting out of it is not just the chance to win a car, but the chance of the knowledge that we get during this entire process. It would feel unfair, but how can I say, you'd be surprised. Like, say, here's a better example. Like, whenever, if we did a raffle of this car and someone decided to buy, we were selling tickets for a raffle. Let's just say we were selling $5 tickets and someone decided to spend, $2,000 on tickets. That's even more unfair to the people who only spent $10 on tickets, and bought their 2 tickets. I think the ability to just have one entry and that's it because you're a member is probably the best options you guys get. And I think it's the best odds for anybody to become a Patreon member. Because now, if you think about it, now that we have you guys becoming Patreon members, hopefully you guys stick and you stay a Patreon member, and so you guys can wait for the next car. The more members we get, the more money we have in this pot per month, and the faster the build is executed. And that's the really cool thing about Patreons. The more members we have, the more chances we have of building a car even faster than what we just already built. 1 year is actually not that bad of a time frame. Yes, only members get one entry. Edgar Perez. That is correct. So once you become a member, either $5, $10, or $20 a month, you only get one entry, and that's it. If you leave Patreon before we give the car away, then you don't get that entry anymore. You have to be an active member the entire time, the moment you sign on, until the car is given away. You can't just sign on and then go off and sign on and go off, because that ends up becoming an unfair advantage to a lot of other people. I agree, Luis. That would be a really cool build. But I don't know how much he never commented how much he wants for the car. So, again, for everybody who wants to become a member, it's so simple. Just go to patreon.com, look up PincheAls Garage, and sign up. The least amount of money you can do is $5 a month. I know it's not an easy amount of money to dedicate your monthly expenses to. Believe me, I'm the same way. $5 a month to me right now is a lot of money, especially in the current situation a lot of us are in. But if you do have that chunk of change on the side, go for it. Thank you, Ryan. Woo! Got a member. Thank you. That's what I got my notification for. Yeah, he's a $5 member. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Thank you, man. Again, and down the road, if you have any extra change, um, be ready to you can always change your tier over time. Ryan Stacy, by the way, hopefully you gave me your address, your shipping information, because you get a welcome box as well. Okay, you get a little welcome box to thank you for becoming a member. We also, for Patreon members, everybody who's a $10 and $20 member, get ready for your guys' quarterly box. It's on its way. Um, we got some new stuff for you guys. One product that I constantly always have and we sell a lot. Patreon members are going to be getting VR6 keychains that we make here in house. Okay, so if you guys are a $10 or $20 member, you guys are going to get a goodie box with a VR6 keychain. In dedication to obviously the VR6 that we just built. You guys are going to be getting a new patch. We just designed a new patch for you guys. Here's a new patch that my wife and I designed for you guys. It's a built not bought patch for your jacket, your sweater, or whatever, your hat, whatever you guys want. Yes, you guys get patches. You know? So you guys will be getting patches for jackets. There's an exclusive patch as well for the $20 members. You guys are going to be getting the new wheel as well. If you guys don't know about my wheels, we offer these really cool wheels that I design. Have you guys never seen these before? You get a little, for new members, you guys get one of the wheel racks and you get one wheel. They are designed to be painted. So you guys can, here, let me get that light out of the way. You guys can paint them. You guys can see that. These are little display wheels that I've designed. And I made a little rack for them, if you guys can see that. So again, for all the new members, you guys get a goodie box. For any of the higher tier members, you guys also get another. You guys get a little bit bigger goodie box. Again, this is the thanks that we give to you guys every quarter for your dedication. Simple as that. And we're gonna keep making them, keep making them, and keep making them. We make all our products in house. You guys also get a special Hot Wheel or a toy. Maybe, Ian. Maybe down the road. Who knows? We are giving collectible cars. There's going to be a brand name car in there. We found a lot of cool Hot Wheels. They are random for your guys's, but they are going to be Euros. Found a couple decent ones. I'll give you guys some pictures or show you guys some of them. So, you guys have a 1 in 5 chance of getting this in your goodie box. These are really cool Hot Wheels that we found. We got a Volvo, a Porsche, a Mercedes wagon, another Volvo, the Ugly Bug. And I know you guys love Hot Wheels. So me and my wife have been collecting European Hot Wheels only for you guys. Yes, Shane, I got the MK3 strut caps designed as well. So I got these. I got a couple other ones that we've been hunting down. But you guys have a chance of getting these in your goodie box as well. I'll check them and I'll check my email later, buddy. I found these too. If you guys ever seen these, I'm not giving these away. This is nostalgia right here. The Ninja Turtles party wagon, and then I found this for the out to match the Outlander. It's a lifted Safari Porsche. This thing's so cool. I'm gonna be posting this one on Safari all the cars. See if anybody wants these. These are pretty super cool. Lifted Porsche. I know. The Turtle Wagon is super dope. We only found a couple. These are actually hard to find. You know. Edgar, yes, I do have a connection on Tunes. It's actually not a connection, but a really, really good company that I recommend. It's called Boost Dynamic Tuning. Look them up on Facebook. You want to talk to Carlos or Trent. Legit group of guys. Amazing tuning software. So definitely look them up. Hit them up. Tell them that PincheAls sent you. Obviously, you're not going to get a discount just for mentioning my name, but it helps me for my pretty much representation that I'm helping support him. So definitely, Edgar, hit up hit up Boost Dynamic Tuning. Really good tunes, guys. And I got a couple of my favorites that I'm never gonna get rid of because they're hard to find. I found these. These are super cool. Number one, I don't know if you guys ever seen this. It's a Hello Kitty boss. I don't know if you guys ever seen one of these before. This thing's so freaking cool. It's called the Cool Combi. And then we, one of you guys, I think it was, this thing's so dope. I forgot who sent me that in the mail. And of course, a Mark II, brah. Hopefully you guys have this in your collection because this is a hard one to find too. I got it in this color and the blue one. And then I found this. Matchbox made a Mark I. It's a Mark I police car from Matchbox. I don't know if you guys seen this before. That's really cool. Matchbox has been getting some licensing for Volkswagen, which is really cool because they're coming out with some really neat models. McDubbin, don't tell me that, dude. Don't tell me that. I only have one of them. Ah, dude, don't tell me that. Ah, Pasky, you guys suck. You know how hard it is to find that stupid thing? I think I only have one. I'm checking my set here. Nah, I can't do it. I only got one. Sorry. I'm not doing it. I got only one, man. And then, out of nowhere, we found these. I don't know if you guys like Back to the Future. These are tiny. These are really small. These are all the 3 different Back to the Future cars. This one's super cool. awesome, dude. Dude, the weather is so nice. I'm so glad I can wrench on a car. I spent all day, dude, all day today from pretty much 8 o'clock this morning all the way to the junkyard. Anyone here know where I can rebuild some H&R coilovers? Bilstein and Poway don't want to help. LOL. Getting tired of my race lines. Moldy, send your H&R coilovers to H&R. They will rebuild them for you. Just email them. Email them immediately and they can rebuild your coilovers. Just see if they'll do that model. Sometimes some of those guys won't do them because they can't get the valving or the body, the actual body for it. They can't replace them. Sometimes they don't have an option to replace them. But I would honestly recommend hitting up what's it called, H&R directly and ship them to them. It might cost you a pretty penny, but it might be worth it. It's okay if you got them used. That's not a big deal. Just find out if they're willing to pay for it. I mean, if they're willing to do it, not many places will rebuild older coilovers. All right, move you guys up closer again. There we go. Yeah, like the last time I had a set of Bilsteins, PSS 9s that went out on me. The rear shocks blew out. I just dropped them off at Bilstein and they rebuilt them in a week. It's really weird that they didn't want to rebuild yours. Time for some bags. One of the best answers ever. Exactly, that bag life, yo. Oh man. So again, don't give me ideas, dude. Bag it, man. Bagging's so worth it. 100% so worth it. If I had the money, I'd bag my wife's wagon all day. Dude, I'd bag it in a heartbeat, man. Yes, you can corner on bags. It's really a matter of your traditional setup and pretty much what PSI you're going to be running. But yes, you can do it. I do it in my car all the time. Bags are for girlies. Come on, Pasky. You know bags are life. But yeah. Hey man, we're turning him. He's gonna get bags. Ryan Stacy, it depends on your budget, honestly. Um, my current bag setup right now is Raceland bags. So I have Raceland front and rear bags, and then I use Airlift V2 management. That's my entire air suspension right now. Then on for bushings, I have upgraded polyurethanes for the front. I'm actually going to swap them out to hemi joint. A little bit better articulation and no bushing at all. So I'm not a fan of height sensors. It's just more room for error. And the last like 3 cars I bagged with height sensors, literally the height sensor started like freaking out after like a couple months. So I am not a fan of height sensors at all. I just don't like them. I don't like them. They're finicky and they're weird. They love to have weird problems with them, so I don't recommend them. Maybe when they improve them, maybe, but not a fan. Not a fan. But again, I use Raceland bags with airlift suspension management, and I freaking love it. It's flawless. It's been on my car. Well, it's been on two Mark IVs for over 5 years without a single issue. Bags are actually worse on your CV axles, Pasky, because you want to push that button to lower even more when you're driving, and it just ruins the axle. You got to get axles that are designed for riding low, and there's one brand that I only recommend, and it's Raxels. Raxel actually does design axles for airbag setups, so they don't bind when you're going really low. So if you are going to bag it down the road, I highly recommend forking out the extra money for CV axles from Raxel, because you are going to destroy them. Guaranteed destroy those axles in less than like 6 months. Banging. Raxels are $600 to $1,000 for a set. SolarWorks. SolarWorks are probably the best coilover you can get for your money if you don't want to ride dirt nasty low. If you don't want to hit that ground. If you just want that really nice, like, one finger, two finger, gap. So that's what I recommend SolarWorks for. You get that right fitment, and you get that really nice little gap, but it won't go super low like a Raceline coilover where you can literally slam it. But they ride better than Racelines. They feel better overall than me. When you run SolarWorks, it feels like you're riding on a really nice stock suspension, but low, and I love it. It's probably the best coilovers I've ever ran in a long time. That's pretty much the typical Mark IV bagging. Is get rid of your front sway bar, frame notch, and pretty much dual engine spacers, and that will get you there on your axle, but you can still end up binding. I mean, honestly, it'll still bind, unfortunately. It's just there's no guarantee that's not going to stop binding the axle. But tonight is more of explaining how we had a great day today. We got the engine primed, and it fired up pretty much right away after I plugged in the O2 sensors. And the car ran beautifully. I mean, we had a lot of lights blinging, but I mean, Ivan, I will replace it, but I won't do it in the car. I will pull the motor. Exactly. Just do an axle delete and just leave the car parked. Tow it everywhere. Ivan, I would love to do the turbo swap out, for you, but I'm gonna need a weekend to do it because I won't just replace the turbo. I'll replace the turbo, probably all the gaskets around there. Probably replace the intake manifold gasket and any other gaskets that you have around. When I do turbo replacements on a car that probably has never had a big major gasket service, that's what I would end up doing for you, Ivan. Not just the turbo. That is correct. Ian's got dibs on the next turbo. By the way, guys, Ian is actually going to be, we are going to be doing a full big turbo on Ian's car. So you guys are going to see that. We are using a turbo by Mamba Turbo. So we're going to be doing, pretty much we're going for 350, 400 horsepower on Ian's engine already, since he properly broken the engine 100% now. Now he's actually ready to freaking throw some boost in that bad boy and make some freaking power. Whoo! And then, so Ivan, you will be next after Ian. So we're gonna have to work with that. We're gonna be working with Trent from Boost Dynamic Tuning, who's gonna be tuning his car. Again, it's gonna be pretty crazy. Ian will have a KO4 for sale, guys, for a 1.8T. If anybody is interested, after we build his do his turbo swap, Ian's gonna have a 1.8 KO4 pretty much ready for sale. If anybody in the market soon for that. Yes, Ivan. I'm in Escondido, actually, California, but it's in the SD county. There you go, Ian. Someone's already interested in your turbo, bruh. What? They did? Dude, those are the magic cams. Those cams are amazing. They're super rare, too. If anybody got the money right now, go buy a set of freaking cams. If anybody's got that money, go buy a set of IE cams. If you guys are trying to make over 400 horsepower, though. If you're under 400 horsepower, don't even waste your money. Yeah, they're expensive. IE doesn't make cheap stuff, man. They make good stuff. That's expensive. That's a good price though for cams. I think there's like two other companies that make cams for these cars. So yeah. I know, right? Yeah, the cams are useless if you're not going to go over 400 horsepower. You know, they're completely useless on 1.8Ts. They're not worth it. Waste your money somewhere else. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a night. I've had a really, really long day. I've been up again since 8 in the morning, and it's now 10 o'clock. I am done. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to watch a movie and chill. Tomorrow, no cars. I'm not doing anything with cars tomorrow. But I'll give you guys a heads up. Happy Easter if you guys are religious. If not, have a happy Sunday. I'm not a religious person in any way, shape, or form, but I respect everything as they are. So either way, have a happy Easter, everyone. And again, if you don't care for that stuff, have a happy Sunday. Have a great day off. I actually got my first Sunday off, so I'm going to head out. I will, Shane. You will be the first to know. Exactly, man. Good night. Be safe. And as always here at PincheAls Garage, when you see another dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Give him a deuces. Respect one another. And as always, we're going to break, we're going to fix, and we're going to repeat. Because that's what we do here at PincheAls Garage. And don't forget, if you're not a Patreon member, go to patreon.com, look up PincheAls Garage, and sign up to become a Patreon member. Because that's how we got this VR6 here, and that's how we got it running, because of Patreon. So thank you so much, all you Patreon members and your future members that just ever want to come up and become one, because you guys will make a big difference here at PincheAls Garage. On top of the people who did donate for the Indiegogo, for the other stuff, thank you as well. We did raise $1,600 very, very shy away from our $15,000 goal, but still, it's going to give us the money we need to actually buy the car at least, and then show you guys that what's what we did with the money, and then we'll go from there. So peace out. Have a wonderful day and be safe out there. And much love from my family to yours as always.